Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3550. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And 2 are the Men's Room. Watch out today, Ryan Castle joins us, and once again we will sit and spin. Today we get 10 rock bands who were used in Jeopardy questions. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, a Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV Time with Ted. Click, clack. Drink or take drunk. All right, here we go to Florida, where a man, he spots a naked woman diddling Miss Daisy in the Jeep that he wants to buy. Meanwhile, there was so much drug use at this year's Glastonbury Festival that even the fish were getting high. Maine woman calls in 2 bomb threats so she could spend more time with her boyfriend. Man busted stealing watches at Florida Walmart was wearing the jersey of his favorite tight end. And a man made over $300,000 in fake lost airline baggage claims before getting busted. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, every day of the year, every single day of the year has some useless, unofficial holiday attached to it. For example, there is Learn Your Name in Morse Code Day, Fruitcake Toss Day, Answer Your Cat's Questions Day, Stuffed Mushroom Day, and, of course, Chocolate-Covered Raisins Day. That's for you, Ted.
Nice.
And yes, these are all real days. Now, today is no exception, but we have a little respect for today because in addition to being Good Neighbor Day, today is also National Drink a Beer Day. That's right, National Drink a Beer Day. And while we maintain that every day is Drink a Beer Day, today it's actually recognized, and it should be. Historians believe the beer has been around for almost 10,000 years, which ironically enough is about as long as human beings have been around. And right now that tells you everything you need to know. Now, we know that not everybody drinks, but most of you do, whether it's beer, whiskey, vodka, White Claw, whatever. And with drinking comes a lot of experiences that you can only have because alcohol is involved. And that's what we want to talk about today. It could be good. It could be bad. You might actually remember this, or maybe people told you about it the next day. But today we want to know, what has been your most memorable drinking experience?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to themensroom@KISW.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold the Charles, and away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3550. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, Ryan Castle will join us and we will sit and spin. And today, Ryan will bring us 10 rock bands who are used in Jeopardy questions. From what I understand, the format today is going to be a lot like Jeopardy. So basically, Ryan's going to come in. All right. He is going to ask the actual question that has been asked on a Jeopardy episode. All right. They all involve the rock category, you see.
Is he going to be one of the future guest hosts of Jeopardy? Is this an audition?
Well, he is hosting definitely Sit and Spin. So he's going to give us the question. We see if we can get the answer. These are actual questions that were used on the television show Jeopardy. Do we still know, Ted, is Ken Jennings the guy? Did they make the official announcement? I can't remember.
They said he's going to be in there till the end of the year. All right. And then they're going to revisit it.
Jesus.
Look, the brief moment I saw him do the guest host on Jeopardy, I thought he did a great job.
I did too.
I really did.
Yeah, he's definitely worthy of that. So 10 bands who are used in Jeopardy questions coming up with Ryan Castle. We will sit and spin. Oh, also today, we have another chance for you to win Tool tickets. That show coming to the Tacoma Dome in January. And here's what they've asked us to do.
Okay.
Every day this week, we will pick a different time, and then we will come up with a secret word. Ooh. Now, at the time we tell you, we will give you said secret word. And then you head to KISW.com. Don't text in. Don't email in. You go to KISW.com. You put the word in there, and then you have a chance to win tickets to see Tool.
What time are you thinking?
So, well, we let Ted pick the time today.
All right.
He was going to change it up a little bit.
Look, it's got to be something different.
It does.
Yeah. Well, that's what
something crazy.
They were very specific that it's a different time
every single day.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we're company guys.
Right,
yeah.
So
doing it.
So the time that Ted picked today is going to be 4:20 this afternoon.
That's a good choice, man.
Nobody will see it coming.
No, and it's a time you can remember. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And hopefully you will be able to remember it then. At 4:20, we'll give you a chance to win Tool tickets to the Tacoma Dome with a secret word at 4:20 this afternoon. So that's very exciting. Not only is that exciting, coming up with Men's Room Happy Hour, we have the return of the effing news.
That is correct.
Which is one of the last night, man, the stories were coming in fast and furious, you see. With the effing news, it is just actual news stories where someone has quoted or said the F word.
Yes.
These are real stories from the news. Now, they don't always say the F word. I mean, they put the asterisk in there.
Yeah, of course.
All these little... And that makes it very difficult to search a lot of these stories, believe it or not, because you're not putting in the F word in its entirety.
Right.
And a lot of the stories, I mean, you really got to comb through these things. But, I mean, last night, there was at least 5 F-bomb stories that came through the news. So every week, we take a little time to give you all the stories in the previous week that have included the F word.
Unedited.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Because when we go over to the Odyssey app for the Men's Room Happy Hour, we are not under the same rules we are here on the KISW airwaves as ruled by the FCC. So when we go on the Odyssey app for the little happy hour, on Monday through Friday, by the way, at 6 o'clock, if you don't have the Odyssey app, download that, search the Men's Room. You will see the Men's Room happy hour up there. Download that bad boy, click on that channel, favorite that channel. And then from there, we'll give you like a little update every day, like, hey, the happy hour is getting ready to start. By the way, if you click on that channel right now, there's absolutely nothing on it.
That is correct.
Yes. The happy
It's
hour.
just sitting there.
It's just on from the time that we go on the air there at 6 o'clock on the Odyssey app. So download that. Men's Room Happy Hour, episode number 43 is on the way. And another cool thing. Today is National Drink a Beer Day.
That is correct.
Nice.
Yeah. Like most things, if you're looking for answers on National Drink a Beer Day, we look to the ancient Egyptians for answers.
All right. Of course.
Yeah.
That's my first
Historians
thought.
point to beer as a ceremonial drink over 5,000 years ago because scrolls have been discovered documenting early beer recipes. But the Mesopotamians may have actually been the first to develop beer over 10,000 years ago, before recorded history, believe it or not. Then beer made its way to Europe, gained popularity during the Middle Ages. Why drink, as they say, polluted, possibly contaminated water when you can drink a safer alternative, which is beer? Eventually, German monks became master brewers, coming up with some of the fermentation techniques that brought the world closer to the beer that we know and love today. European cities like Prague, they had beer in restaurants. That beer is cheaper than ordering water and used to be at the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
And I want to say the original Pilsner comes out of Prague.
I think you're
like,
right.
we always associate it with Germany, but Germany was huge.
Yep. Europeans who arrived in the New World actually complained when they were out of beer and had to brew more. Apparently, the love of beer was so strong that upon arrival, brewing beer was one of the first things on the Pilgrims' to-do list.
My understanding is that part of the reason they landed at Plymouth Rock is because they'd run out of beer. Like, their goal was to head a little farther south, but they'd run out of beer, and there was about to be a mutiny. Like, we basically pull this ship over right now so we could brew more beer.
Today, there are everything from light beers with great flavor and less calories, as well as dark beers like Guinness, served up warm in authentic England, Scottish and Irish pubs alike. There are ales and lagers, IPAs, which are distinguished by the type of yeast used in the fermentation process.
Aren't IPAs also because when the British were traveling to India, they had to put in so much hops that it wouldn't go stale? I think that's
so.
why it's like a hoppier beer.
So they say on National Drink a Beer Day, drink responsibly and in moderation, but enjoy. Just this once, pass up the white wine or your evening Cabernet, get a frothy, ice-cold glass of beer with a good head on it, and remember the beer is no longer just your parents' brew, according to the National Beer Day people.
So no Cabernet tonight at the men's room cabin?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Normally we have Cabernet and hot cocoa, but today it's going to be beer.
Ted, did you pick up a six-pack of beer for the men's room happy hour today?
And it's weird because I had a magnum of Cabernet in my hand, and then I remembered Miles said it's beer day. So yeah, there's beer.
What did you get? Rainier, Pabst? What are our offerings at the Bartell? They've been running low on stuff.
It's PBR.
It is PBR. Okay.
And that was
probably the best alternative, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
I usually go light domestic macro brew, but I was like, yeah, and we're having PBR.
And there you go.
Yeah. So today, and this could be a great moment in your life. It could be a horrible moment in your life as far as what happened that day, what happened that time when you were drinking. But it is definitely going to be memorable and a memorable experience. Maybe you had a blast and everything went well, or maybe just spiraled into total chaos. But our question: what has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROBERT.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So my memory is one of those bad ones.
All right.
I invited this girl over a few times in college, 2-3 times to parties, and we flirt and everything. Well, finally, about the fourth time, we're going to hook up. And I get a little too drunk. The last thing I remember is, putting the rubber on, her getting on top and start riding, and I passed out.
Oh, no, man.
The next thing I come to, and all my roommates, I had 3 roommates, were in my room like, oh my gosh, look at him. He fell asleep with a condom on. So I'm there butt naked in my room. I had gone limp at this point. The girl got mad and left, so my roommates just come home and find me butt naked, limp with the condom on.
I guess you never talked to that girl again, did you?
Oh, she never talked to me again, no.
Really?
Yeah, man, look, you can pass out during sex. It just can't be the first time.
No.
Like, that's basically how it works.
Look, man,
right?
you can be a complete debaucherist 6 other days of the week. You just have to know that if there is even just a remote chance that you're going to hook up with someone who you would really like to be with, you gotta take it in moderation before
but
those
you
dates.
Don't
before those,
know
you
that,
don't,
man.
Right.
That's the issue. You don't know, and then sometimes you're having fun, so it's like, or you think you're not going to hook up,
right?
Yeah, and then they decide it's go time, and
I mean, it's a live and learn thing, man. I mean, because we've all been there. I fell asleep face down performing some Canyon early. She passed out too, but it wasn't the first time we hooked up, so it was more of a ha-ha, that's kind of funny thing.
Right.
If it had been the first time, there's no chance. There's 0 chance I'd have done it again, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we've all been there, man. I don't know if I passed out during sex.
I've never done that.
I don't think I have. Other than that one time.
I have turned down a lot of, opportunities to have sex because something was going on wrong with me. Like,
do you explain it?
Well, Ted, you were talking about, like, man, maybe you have to take a giant crap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have been in that situation where I'm just like, my hemorrhoids were just so on fire at the time. You know what I mean? Like that.
There's no way you told him, right? Were you like, my ass is on fire?
It's my wife. The whole
okay.
The whole entertainment and dining district is just, you know what I mean?
It's shut down, man.
Completely shut down.
It's gone.
Not that happened a lot, but
right.
If it had happened, I would like this, 3 or 4 years ago, be like, dude, I am really having a hard time doing it.
I can't do it.
And that's about the most unsexy thing ever. You know what I mean? That's what it is. What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Suck up on it.
Hola.
All right, so this was a couple of years ago. Astoria, Oregon. They have a great wine and seafood festival. My wife and I go there for a nice long weekend, and the first night we go to the festival, and they have complimentary shuttle rides to and from with giant school buses, so it's about 20 minutes. So we go there, we start drinking some wonderful wine, and they have this thing called clown bread, and it's either bay shrimp or Dungeness crab on a baguette, and it has melted cheese and butter, and it's just fat and rich and delicious. And we were fine. We left. We got our wine. The entire shuttle ride back, totally fine. It wasn't until we hit the room where my wife's like, and she's standing over the sink in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, baby, let's get you to the toilet. We can get this. It's like, I don't think you're gonna make it. Yeah, she didn't make it. There was nice wallpaper in the bathroom, and it was completely covered with clown bread.
Clown bread.
Yeah, they call that like a lobster or seafood roll everywhere else in the world. I'm not sure what Astoria is thinking, like calling it clown bread. I wouldn't even buy something called clown bread because it has clown in the title.
Well, it was a fundraiser for, I forget what the organization is that has people that are clowns that raise money for kids.
I wouldn't give them money. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, you got a clown organization. You got to figure that one out on your own, Jack. That's not.
I tried to be nice. I went down to the lobby. I got cleaning stuff. But for the rest of the weekend, you walk into the bathroom, and it's just hot, sick seafood. It was vile.
Yeah, kids would pay me to give them money so that the clowns wouldn't come to their school.
Exactly.
That'd be the way that would go down. What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ron. Welcome to the men's room.
What up, guys?
Hola.
Hey, I called in a few weeks ago. I'm the one that makes the chicken and greens for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
you know what? We just had somebody say, what happened to that guy that makes the chicken and greens for lunch? Why hasn't he called in lately? So thank you for clearing the air on that, and all our worried listeners know that you are okay.
Hey, I'm popular.
Yeah.
But back in, I want to say this was about 97, I was at a party with my sister, and one of her friends was in the Air Force, and they came back from Germany with a bottle of 190 proof Everclear.
Jesus.
And, yeah, my eyes got real big from that. So we started doing double shots of grasshoppers, but we were using 100 proof peppermint schnapps along with this Everclear.
Oh, Jesus.
And I got about 6 of them down, and I thought I was doing pretty good. You know, I had a full stomach full of food. You know, I had like $20 worth of Jack in the Box to eat before I started drinking. So, you know, I thought I was good. You know, had a few blunts in me. So about, I want to say about an hour later, maybe an hour and a half later, I'm literally legs wrapped around the base of the toilet, hugging this bad boy, praying just praying to breathe. My sister got a cold cloth wiping the sweat off my forehead. I'm barfing up things that I didn't know I ate. Oh my God. that was some alcohol poisoning for, I'm surprised I actually remembered, but, I'm Irish too, so I drink. I mean, drink is my thing.
The thing I realized about Everclear, like a lot of times, you want to eat something if you know you're going to go out drinking. Mm-hmm. With Everclear, I think it's almost better to not eat something. That way, when you puke later, the only thing that comes out of you is Everclear.
But then you have a case of the dry heaves for I
don't dry heave much.
For 5 minutes after that. That's when you start busting your eye, the veins in your eyeball, and looking like you got beat up.
It turned into like stomach bile after a while, just the yellow stuff. Yeah.
Well, the problem too is people forget with Everclear, it's like proof is out of 200.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right? So like most liquor you drink is only 80,
maybe. Right.
Some of it's 70, some are 90. So like like Sailor Jerry's 100 proof rum. That's stronger. But like Everclear is like what, 170, 180?
Sure. And his was 190.
Yeah, that's almost pure alcohol.
And sometimes you have like the spins. And that to me is the worst because it's just like, I'm like, oh God. And then I realize I have a headache and I feel like crap. So then I'll go to take 2 Advil or whatever. And like, maybe this will just cut through my headache. And then now 5 minutes later, I'll throw those 2 Advil up into the toilet. I'll see him down there like, that's not going to help my headache.
You did nothing.
So I'll take 2 more, drink some more water, then throw that back up again and look down again. And there's 2 more Advil in there. And I'm like, I'm never going to get rid of this headache.
Right. You're not going to.
I can't keep anything down.
You got to live with it, man.
You got to chug water.
Well, but as soon as I chug water, I would throw it back up. That's what I'm saying.
Or get it, I'll keep, what's the strong baby stuff?
Pedialyte. Yeah.
Because, after a while, like, you just have a headache because you're dehydrated. Your brain's just up against the side of your head.
It's a very definitive, the feeling when you start getting the mouth sweats.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, your mouth is just running uncontrollably with saliva. Like, where did all of this come from all of a sudden? And then you have about 30 seconds to get to where you need to be.
Puking sucks.
It's quick.
That's like that weird, like every once in a while you get a bad flu and you just are puking. It's like, I didn't even go out.
No.
Yeah,
this really sucks.
What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
Certain situations lend themselves to drinking more so than others. I know we were watching a little bit of the game last night, the Monday Night Football game, and I made the comment that, man, it looks like just a beautiful stadium. I know your parents lived in Dallas. I know they went to the stadium, and you said that, 4 beers cost them like $48?
Yeah, my dad, the Cowboy Stadium. They went there. My brother was doing the game, so they like to go to new stadiums if he's fishing because they save money on tickets. See, but
you can't afford the beer.
There were 2 things. One, they signed a contract with Miller Lite. There's nothing wrong with Miller Lite, but if you want something that's not Miller Lite, then you better hope it's Miller. So, those are your choices. They were $13.50 a beer. But he did not know this, so he was there with another couple. So, oh, dude, I'll pick it up. He goes out to the concession. She's like, that's, like $48, whatever the hell it was. He's like, no, just the 4 beers. She's like, $48.
Right. So
God damn it.
That is not an ideal drinking environment. You know what I mean? Maybe you could go out before the game at a restaurant in the area, but that's also all owned by Jerry Jones, that whole compound. So a lot of that.
But there's nowhere to go.
That stuff's going to be higher priced.
Like the game in Vegas that I went to, the nice thing is the stadium. It's basically at the end of the strip. So on the way there, basically everyone is casino/bar hopping because you don't want to pay the beer prices at the stadium. And I don't know how much the beers were there, but my wife and I agreed, let's drink earlier at the casino, right? Maybe sober up during the game. But at one point, she got 2 Sprites, a Coke, and a little thing of nachos or something. It was $60.
I told you, that happened to me when I went to a UFC fight years ago at the MGM.
All right.
And, it's not like the MGM's a cheap casino to begin with. But once we went into the showroom, I looked at my buddy, and it was ridiculous stadium prices for a beer, and I was like, we should have just stayed in the casino.
See, that's the thing,
and
man.
Pre-gamed it there. You know what I mean? Because at least you could figure out a way,
it's
or
a little cheap
walk somewhere, or just drink rail crap.
But there's a difference between the pro football experience, the college football experience. By the way, Ted, Steve's brother is such a decent guy, unlike Steve, that he is.
One of us had to be.
He's gifting his parents 2 comped $40 train tickets. Isn't that nice of him with his points? So he's that kind of
dude. Gets points for everything. So he called me Sunday. My parents were over at the house. All right. He was on Amtrak, okay? So because he lives in D.C., he's doing the Giants game.
So
so the NFL.
That's what I said. Look out!
They get to keep the points. So my mom jokingly said, "Do you get Amtrak points?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I have Amtrak points." So my mother, being my mother, was like, "I want them." He said, "Yeah, man, you can take them." And he said to go where? Mom's like, Vancouver. And I just looked at her. I'm like,
it's a $40.
It costs $40. Why are you going to use his point?
You know what I mean? You can't pop $40.
BC or Washington?
Either one.
It doesn't matter.
Either way. I mean, if you go to Portland, last time I rode it was $35. So let's say at the most it's $50 right now, right?
I'm like, you're going to take his points because you're not going to spend $50 on a goddamn train ticket.
But other situations for drinking beer, they lend themselves more to it's like, Ted, you go to festivals all the time. And it's not that people aren't drinking beers, but it's not
people are doing other things.
Exactly.
Where you don't need beer to enhance it.
Everyone's on their own kind of journey there. So depending on what you're into, it's not that you won't have a beer or two, but it's not like other things. And you and your friends do the tailgating tour every year where you go to a different college stadium that you've always wanted to go to. So, and those all involve tailgates. I know you tailgated the UW game this weekend.
I did. It was great.
What was one of the better beer drinking experiences as far as the stadium goes before a game that you've been to in the last decade or so?
So Florida, Georgia, just on its own, because it's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, is a ton of fun. And there's 100,000 people outside the stadium. There's only 70 in there.
Oh, so people just go to tailgate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and my brother have done that for years. He'll go to the game sometimes, but I like tailgating. I can sit outside and watch the game. But Florida, Georgia, there's 100,000 people like us that are just there to tailgate.
Right.
You got to we reserved a parking spot 6 months in advance. It was still a little over a mile from the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But LSU was unbelievable because we met a guy named Cody Blue. I text him every year. I haven't seen this guy in 15 years.
All right.
But we met them in the casino, and they were like, come by our tailgate. And they had kegs of beer and everything else. And it was they wanted $20 total. We all pitched in 20.
So what is the drunkest you've gotten on your tailgate? Or what stadium were you the drunkest at?
So Florida, Georgia was fine all day. I left early. Well, where our hotel was, there was a Fridays and something else. I was hammered. And at that point, there was no Chick-fil-A's here. So I was like, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. So, right. And then I stopped in there and, embarrassed everyone. There was the Hampton Inn always has that little room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's older people, parents and stuff. And I just stopped by the room and go, I got Chick-fil-A. And they're like, what?
It's a big deal.
Right. And then also the next morning I wake up, there's Polynesian sauce all over the bed, all over everywhere. So the whole day I'm down in the dumps. I don't know what happened. I was like, man, I know I was drunk, but I swore I ate the food. So they let me just wallow in this self-pity that day, 2 days later. And then I get an email, and there's a picture of me asleep in the bed, and these bastards had opened all the sauces and laid them on me.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah. But at breakfast the next day, I mean, I am really worried about life.
Yeah, what had happened?
LSU's super cool. Penn State sucked.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I remember.
So
but that's something too about college, though. It's like, remember, for years you couldn't drink in college. You had to sneak in something or whatever. So the college tailgates start a lot earlier, and people still like. I went to that Husky tailgate on Saturday. People still have that mindset of like, hammer all the beers you can before you go in.
Right. Yeah. Well, like, okay, so probably it's been over 10 years, but at one point in time, it was a couple years after we launched Men's Room Original Red. The beer itself was nominated for an award at the Great American Beer Festival in Denver, Colorado.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
So, you think, okay, you're going to a city and you're gonna
Miles, do you guys like Denver?
It was okay.
Yeah, I mean,
see, I like Denver. I feel like I'm the one always defending it. We got a message today. The guy said, I'm a musician and from Denver. And Ted's always hating on Denver and the Broncos.
No, Ted.
And I was like, what?
Ted,
he's like, good luck
Denver
this weekend. And I was like, I like Denver.
So they have in the convention center.
And Ted's not a Ravens fan. Miles and I are.
Thank you.
It's our team playing the Broncos this weekend.
Yeah. So we go down there, we get a hotel room, and we go to the Great American Beer Festival. By the way, Men's Room Original Red won an award that year.
Nice.
I'm not sure if they won the bronze or the silver medal, but
silver and bronze.
But either way, it was so that was very cool. But you get in this convention center, and you've got all these craft brewers from around the United States. What they basically just should say is, if you met someone that you never met before and got laid, we're going to give you $1 million. That's what this festival should have been called. Because I'm telling you what, it was a dude ranch. And I mean, when I say craft beer, at that point in time, this is 11, 12 years ago. And basically, if you have a brewery, most of the master brewers at that point in time were men. They were a lumberjack looking group of guys.
Everybody
didn't matter if you were from Maine or Portland or
it looks like the
San
Brownie
Diego.
guy.
You know what I mean?
I look like a brewer.
Right,
everyone there looked like
everyone looked like a brewer.
Yeah.
And it was more of a library type environment. It was almost like that you were in like some wine tasting. It wasn't that it was fancy, but everybody's sniffing the beer and
because they take it so serious.
Because we just want to get drunk.
Oh, we were looking to pound beer, man.
Right. I mean, so like, was it cool? Yeah. Was it one of the most memorable beer drinking experiences?
No.
Not really. No, I mean, it was cool to be there. It was cool that we won an award and everything. But as far as like fun goes, you know what I mean? It was like, this is business, man. Like this is.
It was like business. Now that's
said, I think business based on the fact that these brewers obviously wanted to win awards, and they're bringing their best stuff.
We did get hammered though.
Oh yeah,
I mean we got absolutely smashed.
Make no mistake about that. Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? What?
I will say this: when we went to Denver. We went, and there wasn't a game that year. We're just like, Chris, my brother has kids. Will has 3 kids. So then it got to the point there was only 3 of us. He said, let's just go to a city to hang out.
Right.
And maybe has legalized weed. So we went to Denver for their Oktoberfest. Now, that was a fun beer drinking thing.
Oh, I bet.
Because that's Oktoberfest.
It's Oktoberfest, and you're down in that same area by the stadiums. We found some bar that has like a bunch of different brines. So you could do like pickleback or jalapeno backs. But that was awesome. And then we got in an Uber and went up to Golden. Like every time you sip Chorus or Chorus Light, know that my feet have been in that river.
I don't want to think about
comforting.
That. I don't want to think about it.
Did you do that on purpose?
What, get in the river?
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, you're in Golden, Colorado. It's a nice day. Like, how could you not put your feet in the river?
What is that extra taste?
What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Cole. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
How are you guys?
Doing great, man. Thanks, brother.
All right, so most memorable drinking experience, me and my buddies went to the bar and got absolutely hammered. Like, we blacked out eventually, but we're drinking, and I can't remember why, but we got into a fight with this group of dudes. And we get our asses kicked. I mean, absolutely obliterated. It was like 10-on-4. And cops show up, and we take off because we see blue lights, we freak out, we take off.
That's a natural response.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, well, we got illegal stuff on us and all that crap, so we're like, yeah, we're not messing with cops.
Fair.
And so we're walking around, and this is in downtown Puyallup, and we're completely covered in blood. I don't know whose it was. It was, mixture of everybody's. But finally, cops roll up and pick us up, take us in, and we explain what happened eventually. Apparently, this was all regaled to me because I don't remember any of it. But we explained what happened. They let us go in the morning, threw us in the drunk tank for the night. We get out. We have no idea where our cars are.
We're all like 30 miles from home. Don't know where we're going. Only phone number I can remember is my boss's because it was easy to remember. And so I ended up having to call my boss because it was the only one I could remember. And he came and picked us up from a Walmart up in South Hill and then took me home.
Did you ever find your car?
Yeah, I did. It was at home.
Oh, well, that's a smarter move if you're going to get that obliviated.
I drove that night, but it was at home.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
That's positive.
So what percent of the night do you actually remember?
I remember getting into the fight and running when we saw the cops. And, we're still drinking at this point because we got flasks on us. So after we ran, I don't remember anything afterwards.
All right. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. Good times. I've seen a couple of bar fights, but as far as a full-on bar brawl, and I've said this before, I was working at the restaurant. It was just 3 dudes. They started all this crap, so all of us in the kitchen came out like, hey, man, you guys got to go, causing problems. And so there's one giant dude out of the 3. That's a guy nobody wanted to mess with. So they get up to leave, but people started like pushing them, not violently, pushing them toward the door. And I always remember the big dude turned around and said, stop pushing me. And when he said that, he put both hands out and shoved us back. Mm-hmm. He shoved like 8 of us backwards. This is one dude, and it's just like, oh, no. And then somebody threw a punch, and I mean, the entire bar's in a fight. And I remember we're trying to stop this because I worked there. And you're taking blows, you throw a couple of punches. But I remember watching like 2 friends were fighting. Like something weird happened where everyone just started fighting each other. And I remember watching this one dude, Johnny, like, why is he beating up his own friend, man? Like, everyone just got in on this. It was absolutely insane. But the entire bar, it'd be like 30 people, man. So when it was all done, I was like, honestly, it was kind of cool, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen a full-on bar brawl that wasn't on TV or something.
One of the best I've seen is after a football game. And we had, obviously, we had to stay at a hotel a Friday night before a game. You couldn't really go out and do anything.
Right.
Saturday morning comes around. Everybody else is having a great time. You're not having a great time. Game's over. So take a shower real quick and head to the parking lot because there's still going to be some tailgating going on. We won the game, so we know people are going to hang around. We know some buddies who have tailgates. Beer is literally a parking lot walk away. This is going to be fun. So we get to the tailgate, and the police at the time, they had set up what they call the drunk jail, which was a school bus. And when I say it was a school bus, it wasn't a school bus that had Morgantown police on it. It was a school bus. There was a school bus and was being driven by a school bus driver. And they would just put people in the bus, all right? So we get up, and the bus is pretty close to where this tailgate is. Now, 2 groups of people, from what I understand, had gotten into a pretty good fight in the parking lot, for whatever reason, right? So they have been put into the drunk bus, okay? The 2 police officers who are in charge of putting people in there, whatever, are having a discussion about another incident about 100 yards away, all right? Now, at this point in time, one of the guys who was involved in the fight with the 2 groups who were in the bus, who did not get put in the bus, he's talking crap to the guy in the school bus. Well, the guy in the school bus, like any school-age children, lowers the window, sticks his head out, starts pointing his finger and talking crap like he's going to jump through the school bus window.
Of course.
The other guy's jumping up, trying to hit him and everything else, you know what I mean? School bus driver, this lady's just freaking the hell out, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, a fight erupts between the 2 groups of guys again inside the school bus. And I mean, it looked like
inside the bus.
Oh, and the 2 groups who were fighting each other, now they decided to just go at it within the bus. You know, the school bus driver screaming, they're swinging. It looks like it's a steam bath in there. They're trying to make this just shapes, and you can see arms and stuff flailing, you know what I mean? And she's losing her goddamn mind, like, and then the cops come running up and everything, and then they run in there, and I don't really think those guys realize that the cops are behind them because the fight just continues. Like, they tried to dive in like hockey refs. I don't know what in the hell happened, but either way, those guys come walking out, and they were the guys that lived in 2 houses down from us. They were all roommates. They all lived together.
But they were the ones fighting each other?
This was not 2 groups of people.
This was one house all fighting each other?
This was one house of guys who knew each other very well, but they just got so drunk, like they used to roughhouse around, but it just got to that level. I was like, oh my God. Those are all the guys that live like down the street.
Because you're friends.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, guys, because they put all the windows down. You know what I mean? Tried to
air up the bus,
get everything calmed down a little bit. And I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, Miles, hey man, what's happening? Like nothing ever happened. And they sat back down in their seats. I'm like, this is the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I still haven't got the beer yet.
That happens though.
But it was the thing was
it was a school bus. Not like that, but Like, I mean, Forrest and I, like, one night, same thing. We're, like, roughhousing, and then it turned into, like, an actual fight for a minute. And then it was like, what the hell are we doing?
Right. I'd put my money on you, by the way.
What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
He's got bony, long arms, but I just shoved him.
He does have long, but I'm just saying, strength, you could have picked his ass up and thrown him through a wall.
Well, that's like the one night where the one dude who's a friend of a different friend, and he picked me up by my underwear.
Oh.
Do you know how strong you have to be to pick up a 345-pound dude by his underwear?
What happened to your butt?
It wasn't that. It was that I had scrapes, we'll say, on the satchel.
Oh!
I remember because I was running the Navy Football Network, and I remember going in the next day to run that network. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't sit in a chair for like 3 days. I mean, thankfully, it's the only time I've had scrapes and stuff down there, but yeah, it's brutal.
Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, boo bitches. You're just too big not to get the swirly there, Ted.
I'm telling you, man, to this day, I mean, he might be one of the strongest people I know. How he picked me up like that.
How much did you weigh then?
That's what I'm saying. I still had to be like 340, probably.
Think about that, man.
Yeah.
God, I would not mess with that dude.
No. And I love the guy. Still hang out with him when I'm back home.
Good guy.
Yeah. Meister.
Just scraped up my satchel.
Just ruined my butt.
All right. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Let me close myself. This story happened back in Russia. I know you guys probably know me a little bit about that, but.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Ted.
I know, he had like that Russian strength.
So I was sitting at a bar, it's called Yervis, and it was pretty early into my campaign over there, my employment, whatever. And being 28, whatever, we're sitting there drinking just shots and shots and shots of vodka, and there was another table above us that one of the barmaids came over and said, hey, they want you to talk to them. But obviously I couldn't understand what they were saying, and so they grabbed me and they put me in the seat. And there was the fire chief, the police chief, a couple other high officials and stuff like that were sitting at that bar, and a couple black suits. And they were showing me how to drink. And Ted, I'm just let you know, you have to eat before you take a shot. And that's what they were showing me. You take a shashlik, which is basically meat, and then you take a shot. You take a shashlik and take a shot. Well, about 30 minutes into this, like I said, I'm 28. I haven't drank that much back in that day. I took my last shot, and I spread it, and they called me the songbird, and I spreaded the whole table with vodka all over their face.
Oh!
So I mean, it went from, oh my God, what did I just do, to they were laughing their asses off.
Well, I don't know much about Russian drinking culture because I've never been to Russia. You know, vodka's prevalent. Is there beer on tap there? What else do people drink in Russia other than vodka? Yeah, do they drink wine? Do they drink everything else? We just know them from the vodka.
What's it called? Baltic 7 or something like that. It reminds me of maybe a Coors Light here.
All right, so they do have a drinkable
ones. They have 3, 7, and 10 or whatever. I'm guessing that's what the percentages of the beer is.
Okay. Do people, I mean, is that a common thing for people to go out and drink a bunch of beer, or is it still just like, look, I'm going to go out and drink vodka?
So they go out there with like 2 liters of beer. It's weird. I remember sitting in the hotel room up in St. Petersburg, and there was kids out there with 2 liters of this nasty ass beer, and they would just pour it in and stuff like that, and they drink it. So.
Okay. All right.
Kids, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Damn, man.
I really didn't know. I've never heard of any, Russian beer or anything like that. I guess there's a reason we don't get that export, but
it's probably not very good, right? Yeah. But yeah, you definitely hear about the vodka. A couple of comments that rolled in. I like this one. It says, "I'm the guy that got kicked out of the 2018 Live Day at Snoqualmie Casino."
We had people get kicked out of that?
Oh, yeah.
Was it during our show, BJ's, or whatever? Because
I think he had been there. I think he was there all day.
Right.
But and then I think by the time our show got around, it was. I think, yeah.
You got to understand how Live Day works, right? It's different for us than BJ's show, right? So they start at 6, and people can start drinking. and then they get an additional 4 hours to keep drinking. So by the time we take the stage, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, you sit on stage and look out there, there's no white eyes.
Right, by the time you get to us, right, that's 8 hours. Now, look, even if you go tailgating and go to a sporting event, that's maxing out.
That's a long time.
That is a long...
Right, and you probably, at the sporting event, didn't have access to booze. When you're in a casino, you have access to booze the whole time.
Constantly.
In 4 hours, not anything going on. You're in the casino, you're gambling, you're smoking, you're drinking.
You're drinking.
I mean, you're just...
People are very festive by the time we go out there.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, it's rough.
What has been your most memorable drinking experience? 206-421-ROCK.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.